Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil, and it is time for the next episode of True Detective. This will be episode 3. It is called The Locked Room, and I'm loving this series so much. It's been such a slow build, a slow burn. It's been as much a character study as a murder mystery. Marty and Rusty are two fascinating characters. I love that we're spending so much time getting to know them. It's a really clever device to have them being interviewed in 2012, 17 years after the fact. I love that there's the subtext that the detectives doing those interviews in 2012 suspect that Rusty is somehow involved, that he may be the killer of the new victim, that he's somehow a psychological case, that he's got such a history of being weird and different and psychologically challenged that he's a prime suspect for the new murder. Obviously, they haven't come out and said that, but Marty certainly guesses that that's their intention. It's odd that Rusty doesn't seem to think that, or if he does, that he doesn't seem to care. He's happy to just talk about it as long as they give him a couple of beers, and he'll talk about the case all he wants. I'm loving the design of the show. They've set it in rural Louisiana. It's grimy and desolate and poverty-stricken and a very depressing environment for this kind of crime. Sets such a fascinating tone. It really gets under your skin and keeps you on edge and uncomfortable and unsure of what's going to happen next or where we're going with the story. Obviously, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey are putting on amazing performances. It's really strong acting. They're very human characters, both dealing with their own personal demons, completely different personality types. They're partners. They're not friends. They're not enemies either, although they have their moments. But somehow they complement one another, even though they're very much an odd couple. It's a really well created story, and I wonder how much, if any, input Harrelson and McConaughey had into that aspect. I know they're executive producers, but did they have any input into the story itself, I wonder? I know it was created by Nick Pizzolatto. I wonder if he worked with them in any regard, because they seem so ingrained in every level of the story. We're finally starting to get some what you would call real clues. We have Dora Lang's diary in there. There's mention of the Yellow King and Carcosa. I feel like I should know what that's reference to. I feel like if I had greater knowledge of early 20th century dark fantasy literature, I would get those references. I am petrified to search for them on Google, because I'm sure I will get all sorts of True Detective spoilers if I do, so I'm not doing any research on those terms. Please don't tell me what they are as they relate to this story, but if they are if they are from a book from the 1920s or something, tell me what the book is, but don't tell me the plot of the book or anything like that. I love getting that sort of trivia. I find that super fascinating. One thing that I thought was really interesting that's come out in the last episode, we got all of Rusty's backstory about how he implied that he accidentally ran over his own daughter when she was 2, when she was playing on the driveway. That's what caused his marriage to fall apart. His wife's name was Claire, and his daughter's name was Sophia. Sophia is Greek for wisdom, and Claire feels like it's almost short for clarity. And so Rusty lost both wisdom and clarity in the matter of the year post accident. And yet it feels like 17 years later, he sort of found this new inner peace. He's found a new wisdom and a new clarity, presumably not the same place he was as a young father. But I feel like so much of his life has been about finding wisdom and clarity again after losing it so suddenly. I thought that was an interesting little nugget that the writers put in there. Anyway, let's get right into this. This is episode 3 of season 1 of True Detective, and it's called The Locked Room. They found anything in the creepy painting?
He saw you in those dark corners. He heard you. Oh, my brothers, he heard those thoughts. You are a stranger to yourself, and yet he knows you. This world is a veil, and the face you wear is not your own.
Old-time religion. You can imagine what Mr. Charisma thought of that.
What do you think the average IQ of this group is, huh?
What do you know about these people?
I think it's safe to say that nobody here is going to be splitting the atom, Marty.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks enjoy community, the common good. I mean, can you imagine if people didn't believe what things they get up to?
Exact same thing they do now, just out in the open. Been that way since one monkey looked at the sun and told the other monkey, he said, for you to give me your fucking share.
I'm kind of amazed that the show's tackling religion so head on, but it is a major part of life in the American South.
The shitstorm, like nothing's ever fulfilled until the very end. And closure. No, nothing is ever over.
Man, Rusty's preaching the school of Jean-Paul Sartre and the existentialists, isn't he?
I don't remember the name. Came pretty regularly when it was in Eunice.
So back in Eunice, who painted the mural on the church wall?
Our children from our congregation painted.
You ever see her with anybody?
Wasn't she with someone the one day? You remember? The tall man.
Kind of a strange face, I think. Skin shiny around his jaw.
Bert, you spent 2 years in Angola. Indecency, public exposure.
I paid for that.
Shouldn't be a problem to find people who vouch for Bert's whereabouts.
Someone killed this girl, made a big show of it. Left a painting of the crime scene on one of your old churches.
Was she raped, Detective?
Why would you ask that?
It's an interesting first question.
If you speak to Bert alone, I believe you'll be adequately convinced of his innocence, Detective.
See, the preacher, he encourages your capacity for illusion. Then he tells you to fucking virtue. Surely this is all for me. I'm so fucking important, right? You don't fuck you.
Just for a second.
Man, he's not helping his case. He's smart. How does he not see that they're like looking to pin it on him?
Compassion is ethics, Detective.
Yes, it is.
Has he castrated himself?
It's not him. Angola. Some bloods caught him in the shower. Took his balls off with a razor.
Oh,
They were sloppy about it. I think we should move on. The tall man.
Well, that could be bullshit.
Is the tall man the Yellow King? Burns on the jaw?
This, the Marie Fontenot thing, there's no way Lang was his first.
We don't know that there's any connection to Marie Fontenot.
He wanted us to find this one. You know, like he was showing off that.
Well, we could start at 0. They're gonna hand it to the task force.
I want Bon Me now.
Well, somebody missed something.
Tunnel vision. Blows investigations. Vision skews. You're obsessive.
You're obsessive too, just not about the job.
You know the real difference between you and me?
Yeah. Denial.
Ain't just a river in Egypt.
You are incapable of admitting doubt. Now that sounds like denial to me.
I doubt that.
Looking back, you ever think maybe he tried to push things where he wanted them to go?
No, we went where the case led us. Well, as arrogant as he could be, he was right. I mean, that's how we got our man.
I think I am better.
You really think so?
Trust me.
What's he doing here? Is she gonna cheat on Marty with Rusty? This is odd and weird.
Hell, I suppose you could set me up with a nurse. Give me some of the good drugs. Hey, kids.
Hey, honey.
How you doing, Marty?
What's going on,
What's
Russ?
going on?
Brought the mower back.
Mowing my yard?
Yeah, I saw it needed mowing.
Trying to get Russ to stay for dinner.
Oh, yeah? Stay for dinner, Russ.
No, I think I gotta get.
I'll walk you out. Hey,
What the hell, man?
hey! You mow my lawn? I just don't ever want you mowing my lawn, all right? I like mowing my lawn.
The euphemism. It's real. Look, he's like on the verge of snapping or crying. Look at him. He's like torn up. Wow. You know, I was thinking like the age of his daughters in 2012, they must be like, you know, in their mid 20s. Like they could be the age of the victim.
Audrey, your mom and I want to talk to you a minute about those drawings you did in school. Why'd you draw that?
The girls dared me to do it.
What did she draw?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh dear.
I'm concerned.
Well, she's just trying to get attention. Jesus, how do they even know about that stuff yet?
Girls always know before boys.
Why is that?
Because they have to. She asks about you and she wants to know why you're working so much now. I'm close, Marty. Do you hear me? I'm close.
They're gonna pull that case from us, and I'll be around more, and we'll do things.
This last year, you've been a sulky teenager. You know it.
I'm not good at, expressing. We changed, don't we? And
here I'm thinking, people don't really change at all. You know, you put a ceiling on your life, on everything, because you won't change.
I'm sorry for everything. I'm for not being here, for taking all this for granted. It's like I'm that coyote, the cartoon is like I'm running off a cliff, and if I don't look down and keep running, I might be fine, but
I can't figure out if this is an act or he just knows how to get her back. I know I don't talk as much in this show as I do in some others, and it's because these scenes, they're long and just the acting, they take their time to get to the point you need to get to, and the performances are so strong that you don't want to miss a beat of any of it. So I just find myself like sitting back enthralled, watching and listening, instead of reacting to every little beat. It's just so human, like it's really genuine. These characters are so nuanced, and they have so many layers and levels, and yeah, it's really, really well done. But I'm sorry if I'm a little quieter than I am on some of my other reaction shows.
which one of you guys is the box man? I used to be pretty good in there myself. Not as good as Rust.
I can read this off you.
Oh, I was wondering what a box man was.
It's not you. There's a weight, and it's got its fish hooks in your heart and your soul. Listen to me, son. You got one way out, and it's through the grace of God.
I love how these characters have different masks that they can put on as they need. You know, I feel like Marty put on a mask to solve the problems with his wife. And now Rusty's putting on the God-fearing man mask to get what he needs from the suspect.
Please just tell me what to say. I want to confess.
Then we confess.
Well, I never really found it that hard. You know, you just look at somebody and think like they think. You just gotta be honest about what can go on up here. A locked room.
The mind is the locked room.
Decided to put insomnia to good use. I've seen the finale of thousands of lives, man. Young, old. Each one so sure of their realness.
Maggie says he's shy.
I wouldn't say that. Definitely not shy about speaking his mind.
Oh, is this Lori? The one that he almost married?
Oh, hey, speak of the devil.
Hey, Russ. Hey, Maggie.
Hi, Russ.
Jennifer.
Rustin.
Nice to meet you.
Jennifer.
Well,
Okay.
this one I thought he couldn't get any stranger.
Are you serious?
He tastes colors.
Synesthesia. It's a type of hypersensitivity. One sense triggers another sense. Like sometimes I'll see a color, and it'll put a taste in my mouth. A scent may put a note in my head.
Oh,
I
no.
heard that. So when something feels good, does that mean it feels twice as good? Like two different ways?
That's flirtatious. I didn't know he had synesthesia.
What are you doing?
Does it look like I'm on a date, aren't you? It's really none of your business.
Yeah. You don't get to have two.
Oh my God, Marty, I don't want to marry you. That's my whole point. Let's just run its course.
He just got dumped. Oh, look,
Well, the useless
Rusty can
spinning.
dance.
Tired mind, collision, desire, and ignorance.
Oh, is he doing beer can origami?
I've never been in a room more than 10 minutes. I didn't know whether the guy did it or not. How long does it take you?
The rest of us had families, people in our lives, good things. People give you rules. Rules describe the shape of things.
He just ran over a bike just like Rusty must have done over his daughter.
Go home. I don't want this anymore.
Marty, get out!
She said she was sick.
Marty! Stop! Get off! Get off!
Sorry I got in your face, guy. I'm not a psycho.
Yeah, you are, Marty.
I think Russ needed a family. It's boundaries. Boundaries are good.
Marty can play the politics game, but man, he's as messed up as anyone in this show. He thinks he's fooling them. I wonder if he really is, though.
Russ, your home is me.
Oh, dear.
I gotta put you on the spot. You know if it's true.
What's true?
I didn't hear anything. And then again,
You drop Jen at home?
Yeah. I walked her to the door.
You can go in. You don't have to fall in love at first sight, you know. You guys don't give things chances. I don't know why that is.
that's because we know what we want. And we don't mind being alone.
I will take my first shit through your sunroof.
I believe that's called a Chicago moonroof, according to Better Call Saul.
2 years ago, flood in Abbeville, they pulled this girl out of the river. Hey, look at this lacerations through the abdomen. Plus, she was positive for meth and LSD.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Man, the landscape, it's so depressing. I'm an ocean and mountain guy, not a river and flatland kind of person. But man, these skeleton trees and backwaters.
You wonder ever you're a bad man?
No, I don't wonder, Marty.
I know.
The world needs bad men.
Man.
When's the last time you saw your granddaughter?
She left 4 years ago.
She had a boyfriend you know about? A man?
And she took up with that Ledoux fella. Reggie Ledoux.
What you boy looking all this up for? I was told she drowned in the flood.
Reggie Ledoux skipped parole 8 months ago. He's got a statch rape complaint. He's busted in connection to a narcotics lab used to make meth and LSD. Ledoux did 2 years at Avoyelles, and guess who his cellmate was the last 4 months?
Charlie Lang.
Oh, jeez.
I gotta give you this one.
Fascinating.
Well, where's Ledoux?
Getting a list of relatives, KAs. Been out of pocket since jumping parole. We'll find him.
I need an all-state APB on one Reginald Ledoux. R&I came back with info. All U.S. Marshals and Highway Patrol be advised, detain on site.
But they don't know where he is. Why do they have the freaking siren going?
You ever been in a gunfight?
Man, that place, it reminded me of my pop talking about now.
Are we gonna full-blown shootout about to happen now? Interesting that they're warning us about it instead of surprising us with it.
This is what I'm talking about. You look in her eyes, even in a picture. And you know what you see? They welcomed it. And you could just let go. Finally know that you didn't have to hold on so tight.
Fascinating that they intercut the dancing with that.
All your life was all the same dream. A dream that you had inside a locked room.
A locked room.
A dream about being a person. And like a lot of dreams, there's a monster at the end of it.
Man, it's almost like he wants them to think he's crazy. Whoa, okay. Machete, gas mask, and tighty whities. Not even. Jockstrap. Tatted up. What on earth? Okay. Yeah, I said it during, and I'll say it again. I apologize that I'm not talking as much as I often do when I'm reacting to a show. This show is captivating, and it's on such a slow burn. I love how they play out scenes. You know, they're happy to have a 5-minute scene of just two people talking in a bedroom, and beat after beat of emotion that's slowly winding its path to the resolution. The performances are great. The script is great. The tone of the show, for everything from the soundtrack to the cinematography, the pacing, the editing, does so much to draw you in that I just find myself getting engrossed sometimes, and that's not necessarily great for reaction, but it is certainly a reaction of a sort, just not an OMG and a whole lot of screaming and hooting and hollering. But I'm guessing if you're one of my subscribers, you know that's not my normal MO anyway. Anyhow, yeah, I'm loving this show. That's what I'll sum it up like that. And now we've got this big anticipation of a major shootout with Reggie Ledoux, who they've only just learned about, because there was another DB that feels like maybe it was one a precursor to the body that Marty and Rusty caught, and there's enough similarities there, and they track this old boyfriend, Reggie Ledoux, seems to be the monster that they're looking for. And then they finish with this crazy shot of him just walking through his backyard holding the machete with a gas mask on and his jockstrap and nothing else, and cut. Like, they're not just leaving us on a massive cliffhanger. Like, come on, guys. You're on HBO. You can add another 5 or 10 minutes to the episode if you really want to, but you chose to stop it right there. So, thank you for that. Luckily, I get to watch 2 episodes tonight, so I'm going to do that right away. Unfortunately for you guys, you're going to have to wait a week until I release my reaction for it. But, thank you. Until then, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.